Take a deep breath. Feels normal, right? Have you ever truly thought about what you're inhaling every time you take a breath? Probably not. Everybody knows that we breathe in oxygen every time we inhale, but oxygen isn't the only gas we put in our bodies. Other harmful gases such as carbon monoxide are circulating through the air we breathe, and many will go their entire lives without knowing when too much of a toxic gas is inhaled. The lungs and other organs in our bodies cannot break them down into waste, which is a huge hazard to our health. According to the Journal of Environmental Psychology, people who reside in large populated cities are more likely to suffer from air pollution. One primary example of this is Boston. Boston has some of the poorest air quality in the United States, but an underlying issue within the city is that little action is being taken simply because residents in the city are unaware of the severity of the air quality and the actual effect it has on them. Awareness must be raised by providing the general public of Boston with more relatable information and feasible solutions. If the city of Boston has such poor air quality, then why is nothing being done? The answer to that question lies within the rate of awareness and the interest throughout the city. Air pollution can be categorized as an invisible problem. An invisible problem is an issue which people cannot physically see or directly sense the negative impact it has on them. Because of this, awareness for air pollution is incredibly low compared to other issues, therefore less action is being taken by the local government to provide solutions. According to Anna Roebuck, a professor of science at Rhode Island, a very low percentage of Bostonians ranked air pollution as one of their top fears when provided a list of controversial issues in the United States. In order to raise awareness of an invisible problem such as air pollution, more comprehensible information must be provided to the public for the purpose of making the problem visible. Most people do not enjoy reading something they don't understand. If I read something online that I'm unable to comprehend, 9 times out of 10, I will exit out of the website and move on with my day. If this is the case, then why would certified Boston government websites such as mass.gov, boston.gov, and cfpub.epa.gov provide air pollution information which only experts and topical informed individuals can understand? It makes much more sense to provide information which everyone can understand. For example, AirNow provides only quantitative data on their website without a description of what those numbers truly mean. A more comprehensible fact that they could provide may be breathing Boston air is comparable to smoking 5 cigarettes a year. Everyone understands that cigarettes are bad for your health, and that may make the people who live in Boston more interested in the air that they're breathing. This actually might even generate a response to fight air pollution. Another problem with invisible problems is the blame game. For example, when people get sick, they have a natural tendency to blame their surroundings, things they can actually visualize. Not many individuals blame their sickness on invisible pollution particles. For this reason is why conducting more scientific studies, specifically in Boston, will show the true culprit behind the health-related issues. According to the National Institute of Environmental Health, exposure to air pollution increases the health risks with the lungs, heart, and brain. Furthermore, air pollution can cause depression and problems focusing, especially with children. Not many look to air pollution as a primary suspect. A similar issue occurred with linking cigarettes to health problems. Because of the lack of scientific studies, not many actually blamed cigarettes for the increased cases of lung cancer. If more research is done in Boston, linking air pollution to health problems, awareness will increase and less people will suffer from the long-term effects of air pollution. Along with the lack of awareness and effective knowledge of air pollution in Boston, there's a lack of interest as well. Even those who are aware of the poor air quality may simply not want to change their lifestyle to positively affect the environment. This is where education comes into play. If children begin learning about the importance of maintaining a clean environment at an early age, a mandatory environmental section each year in grade school could teach children about pollution and the negative effects that come with it. Class activities involving the environment are easily accessible and can serve a dual purpose of learning about the environment while also keeping the environment clean. In the long run, children may eventually lead a more environmentally friendly lifestyle in comparison to adults. Educating future adults is a more effective way of preventing air pollution instead of forcing current adults to be more eco-friendly. Along with raising awareness, actual solutions are needed to improve the air quality in Boston. The problem with providing solution to environmental issues is that only a small percentage of people are working towards reducing air pollutant emissions. A collective effort of everyone in Boston is required to truly make a positive impact on the air quality. Providing the population with convenient solutions will increase the percent of people contributing to the cause. Convenience is the key component in solution finding to get a large mass of the population to reduce air pollutant emissions. The City of Boston website provides information of what they are attempting to do, but in all reality, they provide very little information on what the people can actually do to get involved. As of now, Boston has one plan and one plan only, and that's to modernize buildings and machines, which will eventually reduce carbon emissions by 25%. They say this will be done by 2050. This is a very low percentage of carbon emission reduction for such a long-term and expensive plan. A second project involving the entire population of Boston would actually be less expensive and work almost immediately as long as the majority gets involved. Laurel Hamers reinforces this idea by showing that the collective population of Boston actually emits closer to the same amount of toxic gases that car engines and industries do. If everyone in Boston used environmentally friendly house and personal care products, gas emissions would decrease immensely, almost by half. This plan would have a greater impact and be more cost-friendly in comparison to the first and only plan that Boston has. Overall, air pollution is bad. It's an invisible killer. Its capability of being undetected by the human eye gives it its power to harm us. In order to revoke that power, we have to make the problem visible through methods of relaying information using scientific studies in Boston. We need to educate our youth so when they're adults, they will be environmentally friendly and this problem is completely preventable. We need to suggest feasible solutions that not only one organization can do, but the entire population can get involved in. If all this is done, eventually action will be taken and results will soon be visible as the quality of life in Boston escalates. Now focus on your breathing. Take a moment to actually think about what we take for granted. Visualize a future where it's toxic to simply take a breath. If nothing is done now, this may be a reality in the future.